and I'll cue you up again with the same question. Why are you bullish?
Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire right here, and I'll cut into my time a little bit. By one last thing on pastors, on what Pastor was saying, and even what Robert was saying there. So my kids, I have 10 to 5-year-olds, 4 kids in between that age. They were playing Monopoly the other day, and my 10-year-old kept stuffing his money under the board, and his sisters all said, "You can't do that. You can't hide your money." And so we looked up the rules, and you, in fact, cannot. The rules of that game are you cannot hide the money. My 5-year-old rage quit the game because my 10-year-old was hiding the money. A 5-year-old understands that if the rules of the game aren't fair, you don't play the game. And so, no, tell me how much. I mean, I ask people all the time if they're pro fiat. They don't understand. They don't know. They don't say they're pro fiat, but they're championing the cause of pro fiat. I say, tell me how much currency of the US dollar is in supply right now. And they'll say, oh, the M2 money supply. M2 money supply, you don't know crap. That's not an accurate figure. That's a guess, right? The money's under the table. We shouldn't play that game. A 5-year-old knows not to play that game. The separation of money and state, when the separation of the church and state happened, people confuse what that was. Not Pastor obviously understands what that means, but many people say that means that the church cannot be involved in politics. No, it means the state cannot be involved in the church. Right, yeah. Just like Bitcoiners can still be, and money can still be involved in politics. We will still lobby politics. The government cannot be involved in the money. Yeah. And so that's just one little caveat on that. Twitwaff, he gave a shout out to the movie In Time. We were talking about the preciousness of time. Go watch that movie and think about that. They talk about time as currency. That's the whole premise of the movie. Go watch that movie. It's a Justin Timberlake movie from 2007 or something like that. And then one other thing on that point, time is uncertain. Pastor kept saying that we don't know how much time we have. We don't know how much time we have. Time is uncertain. Fiat is also uncertain. That's what makes Bitcoin so incredible. It is certain. It's a trade-off for the uncertainty of time. Bitcoin is the only way we've ever been able to capture the uncertainty of time with a certain element. So if I capture some of my time and I store it in Bitcoin, I might die tomorrow. I'm enabling my family to recapture the time that I spend, and I can have security in that. It's an insurance policy. Bitcoin's an insurance policy essentially on the uncertainty of time, and fiat has never been able to be an insurance policy on the uncertainty of time because it itself was also uncertain. Wow, that was my wax poetic on that point. What am I bullish about, Ben? I've got to give you a shout out, man. My Bitcoin Evangelism just hit number 4 of all the books on Amazon in the world on inflation. It's actually, if you think about it, it's number 4 on the chart. The first 3 books are all the price of time. It's all like different versions of one book, which is like the book on inflation. So technically, Bitcoin Evangelism is the number 2 book on inflation in the world, which is crazy because inflation's such a hot topic right now. Ben, you were the first really big show that ever invited me onto your show. So Pastor, as somebody that's launching their book, you're in a good spot right now, man. You kicked that thing off. And I can't say, thank you enough for giving the platform for this book, just getting out there and just really, I mean, hopefully orange pilling a lot of people. It seems like it has. What I'll say, I'm bullish on too, the metrics for the Bitcoin social layer. I run the marketing for the Orange Pill app. If you want to say the price of Bitcoin is steady, the metrics on how many people are signing up for a social network specifically for Bitcoiners just to make connections with other Bitcoiners, to zap them or buy stuff or make economic connections on the Bitcoin social layer, it's a freaking hockey stick right now. It's absolute bull run time when you look at the charts. I get to look at the charts for how many people are interacting, how many messages are going on, how many people are signing up, all that kind of stuff. The connections between Bitcoiner has never been higher. We have more tools. We have Nostr, we have Orange Pill app. Twitter is a great space for it. We have so many tools at our disposal. Those metrics are going absolutely bananas. But if you want to talk about the buying power, and this is maybe the thing we can riff on for the last 2 minutes or whatever, but analog versus digital, we want to talk about the appreciation of the buying power of our stuff. There's never been a historical case or historical precedent where the digital disruptor of something didn't at least 10x, more commonly 100x, its analog predecessor, right? Look at Paper Maps. Paper Maps, in its most robust year of sales, did about $40 million of sales ever. How much economic activity do digital maps account for? The answer is hundreds of billions of dollars every year in economic activity. Uber doesn't exist. Lyft doesn't exist. DoorDash doesn't exist. UPS, Amazon Logistics do not exist without digital maps. And not only does digital maps, does it just give you more functionality, it enables new types of commerce that didn't exist before. Now, when maps were only paper, it wasn't that humanity only had $40 million worth of need for navigation. What happened was better maps unlocked the true demand of navigation. So what is the true demand of economic exchange between people? We don't know, because we've never had a worldwide digital currency before. So when people talk about $100 trillion Bitcoin market cap, sounds absurd. You know what? That's not, we don't know. We have no way to quantify that, because we've never seen a tool that allows economic activity to exist on this level. There's going to be new forms of economic activity that exist because of a digital currency that is truly native to the internet. That's what makes me bullish if you want to talk about the buying power of Bitcoin and not just the interpersonal connections, which I think is equally bullish.
I love that. I love that, man. Okay. I want to comment on your first part, the connections in relation to OPA and X and Nostr and all of this. We were talking earlier about, in relation to my topic, about how there's just, there's these pockets of people popping up all around the globe in different places, but also in different types of people, and they're kind of everywhere. But this digital connection that we're able to do in this day and age, it brings together everybody. So you're kind of having, it's not like just having in terms of how the worry of, oh, they'll just ban it or they'll just stop it from happening. How do you stop a collective of people that has no border, that is literally just an idea that has transcended all borders, all economic classes, and all types of people, all types of employment, men, women, again, Christians, Muslims, Jewish people, like all religions, it's transcended all of these differences between us. And there's people everywhere that are honing in and realizing how Bitcoin can work for them and how important it is for different reasons as well. And so, again, that social layer, connecting an entire society that is just beginning to develop around the globe, and our numbers are larger than entire countries already. Small countries, we are bigger than them as a collective, and soon it will be, some of the larger nations on the planet. Soon it will be entire